you can go to align and you can align center, which will really center it out for you, or you can align left. Why you would do that, who knows? Right, and this is really great. This is really great because even with Office 2003, you basically had to, and this function didn't work well at all, if at all, in my experience. You basically had to put a table in to get any kind of center, and then you can align top, and or you could just kind of do whatever you wanted to do. But we just suggest that now. Center and stuff is great, but again, as we said, your PowerPoint has to be uniquely used, so you do what you want to do with it. Some more picture tools that you probably you can play around with these if you need to, but with the picture shape, these are just really some cool features. I don't personally use them a lot with PowerPoint, and I'll tell you why, because there are just tons of better looking options on the web than what is available here. And you can actually add shapes to this if you want to, but that's a whole nother discussion for a whole nother day. So if you want borders on your picture, you could go here. And sometimes borders are appropriate now on round images. I don't believe borders are appropriate, but that's it. So you could just add borders, even if this is a kind of a square picture or something like this. You can just put the color you want on there, or you can go down to weight and increase the line, the thickness of the line. But down here is kind of cool too, because they got more lines you can use. We don't want to go over that today. We just want to kind of familiarize you with these picture tools. Now, I'm going to tell you something, folks, especially with Office, especially with 2007, and is this. Understand that if you do have a square image, you have a round image, or whatever that is, that's really kind of hot right there. However, we're not here to. Matter of fact, let's do this. We talked about putting a picture border, so we'll do this, and we'll show you what we meant by. So since this is round, since we're there, we might as well show you. So you can change the border on a picture. This is round, but this will work with square too. So if let's just say you chose that color for the border around whatever image you use, you could decrease the line weight. You see it's getting thicker or thinner or something like this. So you could just do a lot of cool things with this. So we're going to get back off that. But what we came here for is to tell you this, that these, depending on which one of these you choose for a square picture or whatever it is. Now, if at all possible, we want you to use icons, but you do what you think is best. So this will, depending on what you choose, will affect the resolution of your picture. And what we just mean by that is you see how clear this Google Chrome icon is now, right? So if I said, okay, I want to do round, you see the clarity isn't there as much as it was. Or if it was a square picture, you could see that it really messes with the clarity, folks. So realize when you use these functions here to try to get a better look here, that you could be messing with the resolution of this picture. So you just make the choice. So the change picture, reset picture, brightness, contrast, we already dealt with that. This recolor option, you can just play around with the color of the image, and I mean it's just really cool. But we like it. We like it like it was, right? So those are just some picture functions. Now, the last thing we're going to do in this video tutorial anyway is we are going to actually go to the Home tab. And with the Home tab, folks, you just have to understand that the Home tab, you could, yuck. I mean, there's a few functions on there for the picture, but basically when it comes to the Home tab, you're dealing with text more than images. So when we go back up here, we see that all this stuff was blotted out. All this stuff was blotted out because this isn't the picture function. The picture tools are here. So when we go back, what we see here is when we highlight this, it's going to have a this ring around it, but this is where you would play, obviously, with, and I'm not going to insult your intelligence by spending too much time on this, but this is where you play with your fonts. This is where you just kind of play with the fonts right here. So we're not going to spend too much time on it. And obviously the size of the fonts. People say, is there a perfect size for a font on a title slide? No. I think some things get too obnoxious. But again, whatever, you have to, again, be uniquely you. Don't, just because somebody does something somewhere, I mean, you have to do it. I mean, come on, live your own life, we say. So we're going to go back down here and just show you a few more things. We'll show you a few more things on this bar. So the next thing is, this is the color. This is the color of the font. This makes the font bigger, but you can also just take it back down. These two. This is making font smaller, which is smaller numbers, is making it bigger. You know about these functions. We don't have to tell you all that. This is a really cool feature right here with character spacing. You could play around with that a little bit, and you know what this is. It centers or does something. Just messes with this a little bit. Now, something that we really think that you should definitely know about is the layout of your slide, which is here. Now, when you are setting up a slide, we believe in going commando. That means that just means we believe in starting with just a butt naked slide. We don't use formats like these. Like you could stick these, you could stick the video and all that. We don't do that. But this is here if this is appropriate for your business. So take your time and learn what all this is about. You can insert media clips and images, but you can do that on your own. So you just make the decision on what is best for your particular style of presentation, folks. So the next thing, now that we have this highlighted, we saw what the fonts can do. We saw what font sizes can do. The next thing we want to do is deal with this, which is the glow around it. To do that, what you need to do is go to here to drawing tools, and you will see text effects right here. So when you go to text effects, it'll come down to the glow, and what you will find is it'll offer you some basic things based on its guess or however it does that. But you could change the glow when you go up here to drawing tools and you go over to text effects. So when I drop down to glow, you don't have to take those. You can go to you could go here and do more glow colors. So you pick out the color, folks, that you pick out the color that you want. If you decide to go with the glow. The only reason we did it is because we just don't think that white sitting on that chrome without a breaker looked very good. You could go down to you can go down to bevel. These bevels, which will give you some really weird looks. Not well, I won't say weird, just like normal, and you can just kind of play around with that a little bit. We chose to keep ours. These are one of the slide offerings that we have on our website for sale. So what we're saying is we just wanted to keep it as basic as possible, and that's no bevel. I personally think this function is just obnoxious, but again, that is just my opinion. I can't ever remember a time where we used that. Now, sometimes it's kind of cool to use these functions here, which is it's called a transform, and it does like crazy things with the text. But it just looks so. It not only doesn't look good, it looks like it just doesn't look good to us. We guess we don't want to go off on a tangent. So, and you can go to shadow, and if you want to have a shadow on there, you can certainly do that. But when it comes to shadows, the glow usually wipes out any shadow effects, and you won't be able to see it. So next we'll go out to the text outline, which this is where you can change the color, kind of the outline of the text, but you still would have to go and deal with the glow first. Text fill. This is the inside. This isn't the glow. This is the inside of the text. So you just play around with that a little bit. And as you remember with the images, you can actually do kind of gradients with that also, and it'll offer more gradients here. So again, you just kind of play around with that and see what's up with that. You can actually, even with the background, you can actually do textures in here. So the thing is, before we move on, folks, the thing is with this is that this boils down to your style. That's all this is about, is your style. So we're going to end it there, and we'll pick up where we left off on our next video tutorial.